Hey, welcome back to Mount Carbon. We're about to go into the summit meeting. See just what the hell's going to happen.
The Lyrians stepped inside Mount Carbon's bowels. Neve rode while looking upwards, admiring the intricately carved ceiling, gilded walls, monumental bas-reliefs carved from basalt. Yet this was no time to admire the sights. Brouver Hoog had summoned her to speak.
I thank you for your invitation, Elder.
My invitation? Choice term, lass. You wangled your way in here. Long I've lived, but ne'er have I seen a wench so stubborn.
Really? You're a dwarf.
With all due respect, do you not feel like a pot conversing with a kettle?
Nice.
True enough. Changes of mind didn't come easy to me, but they do come at times. Human wars concern me not at all. For so many they are, who could count them? A year goes by without one wanking king invading another's realm. A dog with scabies is less restless. That's why, this morning, I aimed to send you off with nothing. Mattered not what the clans were saying. Rivia, Schmivia, who gives a sheep's fart? But that was this morn, before that daft wench and her pups attacked. Nilfgaard supports the Scoia'tael, it's common knowledge. Nilfgaard uses them. Well, I'm nae worse, and I choose to use Queen Meve.
Oh, yeah. He seems like a rather proud fellow, doesn't he? So I'm just going to play along with him a bit, I think. You know, what's your plan here, Brouver?
So what use would you make of me, if I might ask? You've a plan?
Aye, the kind dwarves like best. Simple, but sneaky.
Oh, we're going down the pub.
Like to give Nilfgaard a warning, you ken. If you're going to rile my dwarves, throw them into the Scoia'tael ranks. You'll regret it, aye? But I'd like to issue the warning without declaring war. All clear to you so far? So, when you march out of Mahakam, you'll find a company of our foot dwarves waiting out with the gate. Officially, volunteers, enlisting with you against my will. And
Okay.
to put them at the fore next time you face Nilfgaard. Want the Blacklads to break their teeth on our bucklers, get a taste of our axe blades. After that, dare say they'll think twice before they send more Scoia'tael into these hells.
Yeah, it's not really helping my problem, though, Brouver.
I do not. Thank you, Elder. You restore my hope that I shall have my home back in the end.
Really?
Faith can move mountains, aye, but it can't do much about borders. I've watched you close, and must admit you're a plucky lass. That enough for Nilfgaard? Canna be sure.
We will see. We shall know soon.
But as long as there's going to be more to follow that one company you're giving us. Okay. We've got a new card, which is awesome. This fellow looks rather dangerous. Ooh, hello. Oh, yeah, okay, I'm liking this. Okay, okay. Yeah, this is working.
March at once. So by your leave,
Nay, not granted. At once? What's that mean? Our laws are clear. Guests are to be sent off with a thundering feast. Even the humans.
Awesome. Let's do it. Let's party, Brouver.
Brouver, as was Brouver's wont, insisted. So the Queen accepted the invitation, but as was her wont, set a condition. The feast was to last but one night, and not, as was the wont of local custom, an entire week.
Ha!
Meve was on her way back to her company when who should step in front of her if not Gabor?
Oh, yeah.
to what do I owe this pleasure? Do the Zigrins wish to use me once more? Accomplish aught else with my aid?
Speak, Gabor.
Could be, but if so, tain't none of my concern.
Why's that?
For I've resolved to leave Mahakam for all time.
Oh.
And where will you go?
Then again, wherever you lead me.
I beg your pardon.
Your Grace, Meve, I betrayed your trust. tricked you outright. In spite of that, you kept my confidence, risking everything. To say I'm grateful is just a wee understatement. I'm indebted to you, deeply so. Please let me pay it off. Let me fight at your side, heed to hip me.
Ha! Heat to hip. Yeah, sure.
Gabor, vindictive I am not.
Oh, thank you, Neve.
Yet neither am I stupid. You may join our ranks, I agree. Yet trick me once more, in the tiniest manner, and I shall show you no mercy. Is that clear?
Chastened, Gabor merely nodded to confirm. Neve extended her hand for the dwarf to kiss as a sign of submission. Yet he simply wrapped his arms around her waist and squeezed. When the sun had retired behind the peaks, the underground city came alive with the sound of bugles, bagpipes, and horns. The dwarves emerged out into the central square and danced exuberantly, sparks kicking up from their hobnail boots. The usually crabby Elder-in-Chief Hoog proved a cordial host that evening.
Let's drink, lest our neck shafts grow cobwebs!
Suddenly, a messenger arrived. Brouver lifted his copper horn to his ear and listened with furrowed brow.
What's that? Speak up!
When she saw a sour grin on his face, Meve knew the tidings were not good. Yet she did not suspect they pertained to her directly.
Neve, you expecting anyone?
How's that?
Yeah, go on.
Runner says a delegation's arrived at Carbon, for Illyria and Rivia.
Oh
There's
yeah?
a Nilfgaardian escort.
Okay.
How dare you.
Oh dear.
Traitors. Who leads it?
Is that the boy?
You'd best sit.
Oh dear.
Who leads the delegation?
It's your son, Willem, I fear.
Willem.
Mahakam remains neutral as regards all your squabbles. I trust I needn't remind you. So I'll have no scrambling nor shoving, and certainly no bloodshed. Point of fact, I'd prefer it if you...
I wish to speak to him.
I'd forbid you, but, as I said, never seen a more stubborn wench. Alrighty then, jabber away with him. Just remember, hands to yourself.
Meve spotted banners, a Lyrian eagle upon one surrounded by Nilfgaard's black rags. Her hands became fists, showing how helpless she felt. Then her son and rival, Willem, emerged from behind a row of Imperial footmen.
My. I should apologize. It seems I missed the coronation. Congratulations, my son. Who was it who placed the crown? General Epdahi?
Count Caldwell.
Yeah, thought it might be.
Ah, yes. Our elder statesman. Why have you come here, of all places? To acquire arms for Nilfgaard?
As my official mission, yes. Yet unofficially, I wish to speak with you. I trust you've had tidings from the field. Edirn turned to ash and dust. Vizimir murdered Redania in chaos. Foltest forced to strike a pact by his vassals betrayed, Henselt the same.
This limerick, will it come to a point?
Why, yes, to the same as this war. Mother, I beg you, you must see it. Nilfgaard's victory is inevitable. Surrender now, and I shall show you mercy. For later it'll be too late.
There will be no later. We shall repel them, drive them south at the points of our pikes.
This we, Mother, who precisely do you mean? You stand alone.
An impression many might have indeed. Yet I've allies. Those long loyal, and those new.
Where, Mother? In Zerrikania? For here, in the north, why, there are none. The fight is done.
Your friends from Nilfgaard will learn that is simply not true, when their ignorance bites them in the arse.
So you aim to persist? Whatever for?
For our freedom. For independence.
Curious. I could have sworn it was for your ambition, to soothe your wounded pride. When I was crowned, a fact you deride, though that makes it no less true, I swore the good of my subjects would guide me. And a war we are doomed to lose cannot in any way benefit them.
And slavery can. You know well the Blackclads put peasants in chains, like cattle.
Reprehensible, I agree, but
And resettlement? Forced labour? Cruel laws that make death the punishment for the slightest offences? Are those benefits? Well, answer me!
I see I will not sway you, Mother. A shame, though I take comfort in the fact I tried. And now, adieu.
Oh no, I, not you, will decide when this conversation is over.
Oh, have we anything else to discuss?
I'm still not sure what the difference between the yellow and the white ones are, you know. I wonder if one is going to lead to more conversation and one will sort of move it on and skip the bits here. Yeah, that does concern me. How did they know I'd be... yeah, how'd they know?
Naturally. How did you know you would find me here?
I received Nilfgaardian reports to the effect that you've been seen in the pass.
Oh, roses are red and so are your cheeks, my son. As ever when you're caught in a lie.
They actually are.
Lyria is 2 weeks' travel hence. Had you received word only once I was here, we'd have been long gone from Mahakam by the time you assembled a force and completed the march. No. You were forewarned of our intended route. It means I've a traitor in my ranks. Another one. Get out of my sight, villain. And pray we only ever face one another on neutral ground.
Neve struggled
that went as
inside
well as
not
it could
to
have done.
turn and gaze once more at her son. He'd changed since they'd last faced each other, grown manlier, and he wore the crown well. The Queen returned to the banquet hall. Her advisors shot her questioning glances, curious what she had discussed with Brouver. But Neve decided to keep the details to herself. One of them wore a Nilfgaardian lead around his neck. Until she knew who, she would have to remain vigilant.
I hate this, not knowing who to trust.
Feasting's done, Reynard. We must consider our next move.
Reynard, don't say it's you.
I've thought on it, Your Grace. We've strength enough to hit the foe, but still not the numbers to face him in open battle.
So what do you propose?
This war we cannot win alone, nor even with the dwarves at our side. But if we secure a victory, small yet symbolic, we shall show the other realms of the north all is not yet lost. Thus, I propose we attack behind the front lines, somewhere well clear of any major Imperial force.
Where would you suggest?
I'm considering Angren. To begin with, a thickly wooded marshy land, always helpful in clandestine operations. Secondly, the land strategically important, as it's the chief source of building material for Nilfgaard's fleets.
All too little, I fear. Since we require a victory that would be symbolic, we must strike where it shall hurt. And Angren...
Just recently welcomed a new regent, in the person of Count Coldwell. My third argument. Naturally, if your Majesty wishes, I'm prepared to present alternatives to this.
No need. We march at dawn.
Oh yeah, Caldwell's getting it.
Neve had toiled, cajoled, persuaded, and gained the dwarves' support. She left Mahakam strengthened, markedly. Even so, the Queen was in a foul mood. For it was clear a traitor, a viper, nested among the Lyrians. Someone who had conveyed the Queen's plans to her foe. From this moment on, Neve would need to weigh every word she uttered, even in the presence of her closest associates.
Your Grace, we must plot our course forward. Shall we take the western passage into Angren, or...
Not now.
When then? Dawn approaches, yet we know nothing of where...
I will not repeat myself.
The Queen knew she would learn the traitor's identity in the end. If need be, she would tear the name from the throat of another turncoat, Count Caldwell. Neve drooled at the prospect of seeing Caldwell in chains, then passing him to the hangman.
Saddle the horses. I shall take the fore.
The time for diplomacy, for preparations and negotiations had gone. Neve was to attack her foe at last, and she could not wait to do so.
Like my automatic reaction is to look at Gascon. you know, because he's a bandit. But now this concerns me because, you know, could Reynard be
At long
leading us
last,
to
Neve's
Caldwell?
force reached Angren's marshy woods. Ever been? No? Count yourselves lucky.
You certain we haven't lost our way?
Alas, here there is no way. We continue south, that's all.
South meaning the bottom.
Should you ever venture there, I offer you this advice. Do your utmost to make no noise.
Oh!
Poor soul. His comrades cried out, reached out, but alas, amidst frothing waters they heard bones cracking, the moan of metal bent and crushed.
What the bloody hell, what was that?
Rather not know, personally.
Hold your positions! Arms at the ready!
It was a glusty war. One of many the Lyrians would encounter along their path. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. At last, Meve and her force stood upon the Yaruga's bank. To find and punish the traitor Caldwell, they would have to cross the river. Yet the sole bridge nearby was in Nilfgaard's hands.
Oh, I love those little
Some new
sections.
reports require your attention.
Oh yeah? Okay. Angren, partly under Nilfgaardian control, black-clad troops hold key fortresses and transportation arteries, but little beyond that. Swampy wilds remain uncharted, untamed. Count Caldwell rules Angren on behalf of Emperor, commands small division of Tuzla Castle, south of swamps. Nilfgaardian troops also supervise log-cutting operations to plan their fleet. Further danger presented by monster attacks. Foul beasts present in Angren's wetlands in numbers far exceeding those found anywhere else. Brouver. Meve, remember. The volunteers from Mahakam aren't to go without victuals, bevies or brawls. Don't be stingy, I'm paying, and make sure they don't chum around with your other troops more than absolute minimum. Keep them segregated. I don't want any of your idiotic human fashions depraving my decent dwarves and infecting their mountains when they get back. BH. P.S. If you find the black-clads with the same mule-headedness you showed me, they're in for a solid beating. Don't give up. You got it, Brouver. Right, Your Majesty, you surely know already Count Caldwell's been handed control of Angren. Your son Willem seized this chance to assert his independence. When General Ape Dahi's absent from the capital, the young prince pushes his own decrees through the Council of Peers. It's not for me to judge whether this all isn't according to some plan of the invaders. Yesterday, emissaries from Temeria and Cadwin came to court. I'm afraid they seek to cut a deal with the Nilfgaardians. If Redania joins them, the war will end and the enemy shall triumph, my lady. The North needs a victory. You must know your fight is of the utmost importance. We need you now more than ever before. Captain Tobias. Oh boy. The deal shall not be cut. No way, no how. Let's get over here, grab these resources. Bloody hell, look at this place. Alright, well, let's have a look at our map here, see what we got. Goodness me. Look at this mess. Whoa. Ah, I got drowners. Bloody hell. Whatever the hell they are. Oh, gross. Okay, so we are up here. Looks like we've got quite a few options of ways to go. Alright. Well, let's, we got a lot of money. Let's send the scouts out straight off the bat. Why not? Alright, good to know, good to know. And then let's have a look at our new cards, shall we? Ooh, creepy. Okie dokie. There's a crow's eye we got. Move 6 random enemies to the other row and damage them by 2. That could be very interesting with our pitfall trap, actually. Alright, you know what? Owl's Thunder, I do like it, but I find I don't end up using it that much, you know? But the Mahakam Ale I really like. Northern Wind. I think I'm going to take Alzo's Thunder out. I mean, it does a lot of damage, but I'm just not using it. So I think that's time for that to go. Let's give this a try. Where's our noob? Oh, wait, can I do this over here? There we go. Damage all enemies that share the same power with each other by 2. That's very nice. Move 2 units with the same power to the other row on their side. Set a unit's power equal to Mahakam Shield Bearer's power. Oh, I like it. Well, space. Let's just get them all in, shall we? Welcome aboard, my dwarven brethren. Anyone else want to chuck in? War wagon? No. Not too bothered about these ones. I think the had junk. Yeah, again, we're okay there. Yeah, that could be interesting. We'll have to make a load of them. I'll chew it over. Otherwise, I think we're doing okay. I still want to get the... yeah, that one. Still needs more wood. Oh. Oh, we got lots of things to talk about. Let's do that.
Yes, Your Grace?
Reynard, you fought in the first war against Nilfgaard, did you not?
Yes, Your Grace. Though, as a mere captain then.
Were they equally cruel? Did they scorch fields, turn peasants into slaves?
No, Your Grace. They fought with honor in those days.
So, what's happened? Why the change?
It's said Emperor Emir var Emrys's heart hardened over the years. He's grown crueler, more ruthless. His soldiers' zeal for violence has followed suit.
But you don't say that.
No, Your Grace.
To your mind, why do they now despise us as they war against us?
'Tis ever easier to loathe those you know. Before the first war, they knew nothing about us. Then they saw they'd the better weapons, larger cities, superior craft. That in our towns, waste flowed through the streets in open gutters, and they concluded we weren't their equals. It's far easier to kill when one holds such a belief.
It's time I attended to other matters.
Hey ho, how's my favourite queen in the north?
Ever have regrets? Feel remorse?
For what?
Oh, I don't know. Killing perhaps? Murdering travelers, pilgrims?
I've always warned them. Won't touch a hair on your heads, provided you don't resist. So, see, gave them a choice. Besides, innocence? Please, Maeve. We both know those to be mythical creatures. Everyone's got something on their conscience.
Just call for murder.
That's right. Dead right. You need but answer it.
Yeah, it's not nice things to hear, but I am hearing him.
It's time I attended to other matters. Farewell.
Always good to see the Queen. How can I help you?
We haven't had a chance to speak since we left Mahakam. Why join us? Or decide to leave your homeland, for that matter?
As I said, I was in your debt. Still am.
You're a dwarf of honor, I'm pleased. But not entirely convinced 'twas reason enough for you to leave your clan.
Not about to let me off easy, are you? All right. I may have been motivated elsewise.
By a guilty conscience?
The horridness with the Fuchses. All that blood and mud. It went too far. I tried to talk it out with the elders. They'd brushed me aside like a wee bairn. But that weren't the whole of it. I saw the shite dwarves living in your cities go through. Thought I'd forget once I came home. Got back to dealing with my own problems. Only... can't I forget something like that? I've got to help. Any way I can. Nothing would come of my sitting on my arse in Mahakam.
I understand, Gabor. And I know you'll find a way to help. We shall return to this conversation later.
No skin off my back. We seen each other, Your Grace.
Yes, my lady?
I haven't had the opportunity to thank you. Had you not been so alert, we'd have fallen to our deaths in Mahakam.
I merely did my duty, Your Majesty.
Modest as ever. Yet once the war is over, I shall make certain you're properly rewarded.
My lady, the one reward I desire is victory. Your victory.
Other matters await my attention. We shall speak later.
Yep, I'm going to do that for you,
As
Zoe.
you wish, my lady.
You need my help with anything? Anything at all. I've ideas aplenty.
Ever travelled with an army before?
Frankly, can't say that I have. You folk are my first. And let me say, it's not nearly as dull as I expected. Your travelling companions are fascinating, truly.
Is that so? Who, if I might ask?
Let me think. Then there's that aged woman. Isabel, is it? Oh, your grace, a complete lunatic, that one. Did you know she believes the world to be round? Round! Like an egg!
Not sure what kind of eggs you've been seeing there, Barnabas.
Just between the two of us, the quiet chap, Xavier, gives me the willies, truth be told. Could just be on account of his face looking like a piece of taffy stuck to the sole of a boot. Who else? Oh, right, a word of advice. Never play Gascon at cards. He's a hustler, that one. And he tells tall tales. About debts, specifically. Ones that I supposedly owe him.
Oh, really,
And a
Barnabas?
Reynard fellow. What a jester. Always good for a laugh.
Really?
I'm sorry, what?
Every day he barks at me, stand at attention, with a perfectly straight face. And last, he asked asked if I'd served in the Norm Army. I mean, really. Sometimes I just can't with that man.
Very thorough, Barnabas. I thank you. Time I attended to other matters.
Ah, yes, you're still here. Off you go then.
Thank you. I don't know. I feel like Barnabas should. Oh, we can talk to Isabel, but she's got nothing new to say. All right. How many chests we got here, Grey Rider? 9 as well. All right. Okay. So it looks like we have another map to explore. It's very exciting indeed. Is that stuff? Okay, wait, hold on. Oh, that's where we need to go. I'm not sure I want to go that way then, do I? Good heavens, no. Back it up, Meave, back it up. Let's go up here. Is this a dead end? Are you going to make me go over there? You are, aren't you? Alright, game. Alright. Ooh, reminds me of the Witch of the Wood. God, they were creepy. The crones, that was it. Ooh. Alright, next time we're going to see what this exclamation mark is. Until then, take it easy.